Hi guys, and welcome to episode 2 of this video series, Bodybuilding, a complete guide. So in this video we're going to be talking about the essentials needed in bodybuilding prep, and we're also going to talk about the non-essentials. And when I say essentials, I don't necessarily mean like a philosophical sort of psychological aspects. I'm talking about the real tangible things you need in order to do really well at this sport. So item number 1 on my list is simple, just body weight scales. So anything that will allow you to track your body weight over time. You want to make sure you make a purchase. I suggest purchasing some digital scales that are quite accurate, because as you get into the later stages of prep, a more accurate scale will be more beneficial, just because you're starting to deal with very, very specific changes and very, very minute changes that will make a big difference. So kitchen scale is number 1. Sorry, kitchen scale is number 2. So exact same thing, digital, easy to use kitchen scale. That's for weighing your food. Okay, so that's going to help you track your calories. It's going to make life a lot easier. So I suggest just buying the literally maximum $20, I think, from the supermarket. So just purchase a set of kitchen scales. Number 3 on my item list is to download MyFitnessPal from the App Store on your iPhone. So MyFitnessPal is just a platform used to track calories, to track macro nutrients, and it's very, very easy to use, and I would recommend using it as the main device for your tracking of your calories throughout your prep. Fourth item, number 4, is for you to become competent in using Excel. So an Excel spreadsheet is going to go a long way. I literally have a massive Excel spreadsheet for my weeks in prep, and pretty much it just records your weight, the calories you've had per week, any comments on training, and I would send that into my coach. So Excel is just a really good platform. You can manipulate it, you can see exactly how you've progressed week by week in terms of calories consumed and also tracking your weight. And in that way you're going to get a really good picture and really good feedback as to how you're actually progressing and where you need to go in order to make the changes you need. So number 5 is pretty simple. It's just a camera. Camera used on your phone, your iPad, your computer, whatever. Just something that's going to give you the ability to film yourself practicing posing and also during training. So film your technique. In relation to posing, I would do a posing practice session every week. From about 10 weeks out, we'd do it every single week. And that would just give me, the ability to see myself from a more objective view, as opposed to just the mirror, because it's insane the difference between looking in a mirror and looking actually at the footage of yourself. B, it will allow you to see how your physique is actually going and whether you're actually losing the fat, whether you're seeing more definition, whether you need to cut calories from those observations. And 3 is it serves as a basis for assessing your posing ability, and also allows you to sort of view yourself in that way and from the perspective of a judge. So it's very, very useful in that capacity. Okay, number 6 is pretty self-explanatory. It's just, you would probably assume most people would have access to this, but I've said access to a gym. 24/7 would probably be ideal, just because contest prep can get quite intense, especially when you're starting to do up to 45 minutes of cardio several times a week. You probably will need a 24/7 gym, or at least a gym with extended opening hours. Reason for this is just it allows you to just come in whenever you want, and you know, it's not going to, there's so many constraints and so many stresses that I think just having a gym where you can go into at any time sort of reduces the additional stress of worrying about whether you're even going to be able to get in and complete your workout for the day. So access to a gym 24/7 is preferable. Okay, number 7 on my list is just an evidence-based training protocol. So you can download such training programs from bodybuilding.com. You know, there's heaps of templates out there where you can adjust your training based off your 1 rep max for multiple lifts. And that way I just think it's good to track your volume, the amount of weight you're lifting, and also just progressively overload, because just because you're losing weight doesn't mean your strength should necessarily decline unless you're in the later stages of contest prep. For me personally, my strength didn't go down until I'd lost, until like I was getting in that quite low body fat percentage. So I think maintaining strength will lead to greater maintenance of muscle mass. That's just my opinion, and it's shown in the literature that seems to be the case. So I think just setting yourself up for success with a good training protocol, make sure you're still progressively overloading, maintaining and increasing strength where you can. Okay guys, so we're going into the non-essentials now. So these things are what I would call, quote unquote, the icing on the cake. So they're not necessities for your prep, but they probably will go a long way and probably will give you a bit of an edge against your competition. So number 1 on my list is training gear. So I pretty much trained I looked like a powerlifter in my contest prep. I had a leather belt, squat shoes, all the stuff, wrist wraps, knee sleeves. I just feel like if I have the gear, I'm going to train well. When I was playing sport, my opinion was always, if you look good, you're going to play good. So that was my thought process going into this prep. I just always wanted to have the gear ready, the stuff that's going to help me through those tough sessions. And if you feel like you've got stuff there to enable you to train at greater capacity, then why not use it? If you've got the money, then go ahead. If you don't have the money, then you probably won't make that much of a difference. So number 2 on this list is hiring a coach. Now I was thinking about putting this in the essentials, but in all honesty, a coach can be fairly expensive for people, especially teenage bodybuilders. And you're looking at upwards of $120 a month. For me, I'm full-time. I've got a full-time job. I'm at uni, but full-time job was able to cover that cost. So I went ahead and did it, and it was unbelievable. Okay, having a coach makes a huge difference to your progress. It gives you a second opinion about everything: training, how your physique's looking, how your nutrition's going. The amount of times I probably, if I was doing the prep myself, wouldn't have cut out carbs when I needed to, just because I talked myself out of it, or talked myself out of doing the cardio. When you've got someone there to actually set the things out for you on a piece of paper and send it to you, you just have to get that stuff done, and that's the bottom line. So having a coach is really good for adherence, and it's probably going to make a huge difference. And if you've got the money, it should definitely be an essential. If you don't have the money, then hold off, and you could probably learn a lot via the experience anyway. So 3rd on my list for non-essentials is supplements. Now, this is probably pretty controversial, but if we're talking a hierarchy of needs, supplements are probably, if you're thinking of a pyramid, they're probably at the top of that pyramid. They're going to serve as, like I say, the icing on the cake. Okay, they're not essential. So the only supplements I used throughout my prep was caffeine for really tough lower body sessions or deadlift sessions, and whey protein when my protein in my macronutrients would get like above around 250, and my carbohydrates were below or around 200. It was tough to get in the protein, so I would use a whey protein. actually, towards the end, I discovered a Giovanni yogurt that actually has a ridiculously high protein to carb and fat count. Like, there's hardly any fat, hardly any carbs. So I actually used that instead of whey protein, so I didn't even use whey. So yeah, I would suggest caffeine supplement, pre-workout, a whey protein, and you know, there's some studies that support creatine use, but I think they're more beneficial for people who are actually prioritizing strength and hypertrophy in terms of being in a caloric surplus and putting on muscle. In terms of weight loss, you know, probably save your money there. I would suggest, if you have money for either a coach or supplements, to hold off on buying the supplements and use that money to hire a coach. So I think there's a lot of benefit in shifting resources towards stuff that's going to be more practical and stuff that's very evidence-based. And you know, if you've got a good coach, you're going to get good training protocol, you're going to get a good sound nutrition plan. So I would definitely take away some of the money you might be spending on supplements and put it into having someone that can look over you and make sure you're keeping it adherent. So that's the video, guys. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. I'm fairly certain I've covered everything I really wanted to. There might be a few things that I've missed out. If so, I'll annotate them below or include them in the description. Yeah, in summary, there's some essential and non-essential things you'll need throughout your prep. Make sure you prioritize those essential things and adhere to your hierarchy of needs, and place things that are going to make less difference to your overall conditioning on stage, and place them higher in the pyramid so you're not stressing over them and they're just there as an icing on the cake. Cheers guys, thanks.